Is this what your dog looks like on leash? Well, if so, you're in luck, because in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how I trained my leash reactive dog to instead focus on me, to heel properly and stop barking at other dogs. Finnegan is looking at me weirdly because I look ridiculous. I have his strap on me, and yes, that's a GoPro, literally being secured with a dog's chest strap, because I'm going to show you guys exactly what I do to work with Finn, who loves to pull on the leash. Let's just jump into this. To get started, I have my treat pouch here by Wildebeest. I always walk with pepper spray. I like it because it straps onto my waist, which is really easy to pull off and go, ah, stop, get away from me. That was a little extreme. Anyways, oh, and the treats I have in here are K9 Naturals Green Lamb Tripe. Before I take my dogs on a walk, I prefer to give them some kind of exercise at home, whether it be mental stimulation, some brain games, or some fetch in the backyard, just to get some of their initial pent-up energy out. What you'll notice is that when I start my walks, I don't actually start walking very far. I'll start in front of my house and just walk up and down the street, working on focus on me, look at me, practicing our turns. Anytime he starts to look at something else that's not me or he's about to pull, I'll try to turn direction sharply, 180 degrees. We'll work on the touch command. You guys know I love that command. And really what I'm doing is just getting him ready for what my expectations are for the next 20, 30, 40 minutes. And that is, I want you to focus on me and pay attention to me while we walk, and we're gonna give you some time to sniff and freedom to explore the way that you want, but only when I say that it's allowed. Dogs thrive in structure, just like you and I. They like to have those boundaries, and that's what I'm setting up to start. I'm gonna walk you guys down to a house that's a few blocks away where they take care of feral cats in the neighborhood. Right or wrong, whatever you believe, this has been a really good place for me to work with Finn because he is really reactive towards these cats. So I'm gonna show you guys that in a minute. But first, I want you to pay attention to what I'm doing here. I'm walking Finn, and you'll see that I'm turning every so often. I'm doing this, one, to keep his focus on me. If I only walk in a straight direction and I don't ever veer off my path, the dogs get bored, and so they may start pulling forward or pull towards something. But if I keep it random and I keep him guessing and having to look at me and walk with me, you'll notice that it keeps him healing. Finn is a high energy dog, and he knows what he wants. And if I'm not careful and I don't give him proper instruction and I don't positively reinforce him correctly, he could pull on the leash. And he has caught me off guard a couple times where I wasn't really paying attention. I was on my phone. I know, I'm human. And almost trips me. And those are situations I need to avoid. We're approaching the cat house, and this is Finn's most difficult part ever to walk. We've practiced this so many times, and it's still, if I'm not prepared, he will get caught off guard. And what I mean by that is when I know we're about to approach this house, I start making sure that we're working on focus commands. And here's the pro tip of what I do. Anytime Finn lunges or barks at another dog or a cat running across the street, it's simple. I just do a 180 turn and walk the opposite way, getting his attention. This way. I'll usually use treats to reinforce his healing in this situation, to highly positively reinforce him focusing on me, walking in the opposite direction. And here's the thing, guys, I don't keep walking. Once I get his focus back on me and he's calmed down, I'll actually turn back around and start walking towards whatever it was he was barking at. And I'll keep walking towards the cat house until I see him start losing focus on me. And then I do a quick 180, and then we repeat that circle. Over time, I'm gonna be able to get closer and closer, and you guys can see that in this video. I'm getting right next to the cat, and I only get as close as I can to this cat house before he'll stop paying attention to me. So it all depends. So I make sure that as we approach, I get his attention, I tell him what I want, which is a heel, and then I positively reinforce him when he does that. And you'll see that I spend a lot of time in front of this house working on going back and forth. Come on. Good job. This way. This way. Come on. So while I'm walking him, I'm staying really focused on him, watching his behavior, and making sure that he's paying attention to me. You'll notice that he's really in tune with what's in his environment, which is okay, but in a perfect world, we want him to be really focused on me. I'm not looking for perfection here. I'm looking for respect, and that means not to excessively pull or yank on me or start barking at something else. Now, while I'm not perfect, I want you to pay attention to when and how I'm giving him treats. I'm not always giving him treats every time he looks at me. Sometimes I'm just giving him my marker word, which is YES, and that's how I communicate to him that what he's doing is what I want. My big thing I want you guys to pay attention to is that I'm constantly communicating with him.
Good job. Good job. Yes. Good boy. Yes. Good job.
I'm not overly using the words heel or his name because I don't want to lessen the value of those words. So I'm using things like good boy and puppy puppy and good job and yes, very good. And what that does is it just keeps that communication. Don't be afraid to talk to your dog. I think that's something that many people are lacking when they're working with their dog.
Good job. Come on. Good boy, Finn. Yeah, good boy, Finn. Okay. Okay. Hi. Yes. Good puppy, puppy, puppy. Good job. You're gonna get healed? Yes. Good boy, Benny. Good boy.
And no, your dogs don't understand English, but I do believe that your dogs understand the intention of what you're trying to say. And so if you're giving them positive praise, even if it's in a language they don't understand, they do feel the positivity that's coming from your body and your energy. My neighbors probably think I'm ridiculous. I literally have a GoPro strapped to me with a dog cam. I've got Finn out here, and I have this massive DSLR. Like, this is just a crazy town, but I really wanted to show you guys what it's like. Like, you guys always come to me for questions on what I do with my dogs, and I think you guys have this perception that I'm perfect or that I know everything, and the reality is I don't. I'm just learning as I go, just like you guys are. And if Finn sees another dog that's barking at him, even if it's playfully, he will respond to that with barking or pulling, and so I have to help encourage the behavior that I want, which is for him to focus on me. Finnegan! Yes, good job, versus focusing on the other dog. And so these are things that I'm working on, and I want to take you guys along with me so we can just learn to be better together. Comment below, what is my posture like while I'm walking Finn? Are my shoulders slouched? No, my shoulders are back and I'm looking forward and I'm walking with purpose and intention. This sends a signal to Finn that I'm in charge of this walk and I'm the captain of the ship. And no, I am not saying that I'm alpha and I'm dominant. That's not what I mean. What I mean is, hey, right now, you are to listen to me. You are to respect the boundaries that I have for you to keep you and I safe. And I think that that's important, and I don't ever enforce that with hurt or pain or negative reinforcement. I enforce that by positively reinforcing the behavior that I want. If you have a confident stance, they're more likely to listen to you and to respond to whatever commands that you give them. You'll also see that I'm working on some sits, I'm working on some focus, some touch command all around the cat house, and this really helps desensitize the excitement of this house and the cats roaming around. And over time, you can see him really relax and really just focus on me and not be as interested in the cats. And you want to make sure that you end on a positive note. So if you're getting these results, if it was me, I would leave and try again another day. Finn is an awesome example to show you guys how to teach your dog to heel, because he was the hardest dog to teach to heel that I've ever had of all my foster dogs. He's just very in his own mind, knows what he wants, and he'll go after what he wants, which makes him an awesome dog to work with because he challenges me, and we're still working on it. And I know for me, it was tempting to avoid this house. I'll be honest, because I didn't want to deal with him barking and lunging at these cats. I didn't want to scare the cats, and honestly, it got a little uncomfortable for me. But instead of looking at this as a negative thing, I looked at this as an opportunity, a way for Finn and I to bond and to work together in a situation that was a little bit harder for him. And as he got better, his confidence grew, his focus on me increased, and my confidence in being able to handle this grew. So that's why I really love the idea of finding places or areas or situations where It might be a little challenging for you and your dog, and just continuing to work at it little bits at a time. We're not looking for perfection here, guys. We're just looking for mutual respect between you and your dog, and giving your dog the opportunity to grow and learn as well as you. If you want to see how I taught Finn to heel even when he was a puppy, click the video right here. And if you want to learn more about the type of treats that I avoid and give my dog, click the video right here. And I hope you have a beautiful day. Goodbye.